This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Welcome to the Seniors Show with Mike and Jerrie Traynor. We are here to continue to talk to you about positive aging, experiences that we hope will benefit you and our audience. Our show features seniors who are role models in our community. Today's topic is the secret to staying younger longer. We have with us today Sally McDonald, better known as Sunshine Sally or Sally Sunshine, who is recognized as someone who is a motivator working to make us the best at whatever we do through exercise. Susan Krause, member of the Active Lifestyle Center, Grey Bruce, who attends Sally's classes 3 times a week. Bless you. Okay. I think you have guessed what the exercise is. It's a secret, staying younger longer. So before we start talking about the benefits of exercise, Sally, I thought we'd just let you talk a little bit about your experience and how you and when you started into the fitness business.
Well, I started in 2005. Sometime in the spring, I saw an ad in the newspaper, back in the day when we all read it. I mean, the actual physical paper.
Had a newspaper, didn't
you?
Yeah,
so I was reading the paper.
We still do that.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, anyhow, I'm reading the paper and I see this ad that says, VON offering free fitness training in exchange for volunteering once a week for 1 hour. I thought, that sounds like a pretty good deal. The VON are a well-established company. It doesn't sound like a scam. I'm going to call up and see what this is all about. So I was working in a call center. And, I made pretty decent money, but I was sitting down. Every time I stood up, my knees cracked, and I knew that this wasn't a good life. I previously was a dance instructor, so I thought, I don't really like this sit-down job. So this sounds interesting, let's check it out. So I booked off Mondays for a couple of months so I could go to the training, and it was in Wyerton. It was the first training they offered in this area, and I went there every Monday and did this training. And there was 2 sessions left where we did our final test and all this. So lo and behold, I see another ad in the paper, new fitness center opening up in town, and it sounded really interesting. It was called True Start for Women, which they're no longer in business. So anyhow, this is what got me really interested in fitness, because I applied for the job, and I wanted it so badly because when I saw the place, it was just amazing. There was just so many facets to it. It was just a great spot, and they were doing everything right. Just sounded, they had vitamin supplements, weight loss, a big gym, the circuit similar to the curves type of hydraulics, that kind of thing, and amazing meal plans. And there was a whole month of training involved. So this is really exciting. I just loved everything about it. So I tried really hard to get the job, and I didn't hear back. So. All right, well, I had such a great interview. What did I do wrong? So I called him up and bugged him until he finally hired me. I'm not even kidding. I think I called him 3 times. Just kept saying, I will be great at this job. You just have to take a chance. He says, well, you've got some background, but not that much. You don't have any sales experience. I said, look, I can do this. Talked my way in.
Persistent.
I just talked my way in because I wanted it so badly. And that was a good decision that he hired me, because I eventually became manager. Only in 6 months I became manager, and then it was just a really amazing place to work. And that's where I met Deb Dempsey, and we trained together. And she didn't drive at the time, so we went to Barrie together and trained. So this is a long answer to your question.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Kind of goes on.
It's interesting.
But I think it's a bit interesting. It's just things just happen for a reason sometimes. If I hadn't talked my way into that job, I probably wouldn't be here now, because that's what really got me into fitness, and I changed my whole lifestyle. I had high blood pressure and a few little issues going on, nothing too serious, but So I decided to make the big change and practice what I was preaching. Mm-hmm. So there was it was a dietary plan where you were doing 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fat, and it was a nice healthy meal plan. So I just started following it, and I started losing weight, getting more in shape, and I'm exercising every day. Next thing you know, I'm feeling amazing. My blood pressure's down. My whole life changed, and I never looked back. I just stayed with that lifestyle, and I maintained my weight with no problem. 118 every day, goes up and down 3 or 4 pounds, and If I
Wow,
lose
that's
a few,
good.
gain a few.
And before then, you didn't exercise or on a regular
Well, I did
basis?
that VON course, but then I just went back to my job. I mean, I was going to go back to my job and just stay at it, but I took this job instead, exercised every day. Deb taught me a lot on the job as well, because she was the main fitness girl with lots of fitness experience, so she taught me. And then we had this, I learned how to do the equipment. It was the circuit, so in between every machine, most people just stand and march. Well, Deb, because of her background, she had us doing all kinds of fun exercises. So
Yeah.
I learned from her, and we just started even regular classes in the gym as well, just not around the circuit. So, sorry, what was your question again?
I think you answered it. I think you answered it very well. Thank you.
All right, yeah.
Well, Sally, exercise is viewed as a form of healthy age or living healthier longer. And so what do you see the benefits from exercise? I think it's more just than physical, it's also mental as
For
well,
sure,
right?
yeah. Feeling good about yourself.
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
You're taking control of your own life and your own body and putting yourself first. That's the hardest thing for, well, I want to say for women, but it's probably for everybody.
Right.
I mostly just deal with women primarily, but it's to put yourself first, you know, oh, I've got this to do, this to do, this to do, and it's your exercise should be part of every day, even if it's just a walk, you know, a walk in the park or a walk with your dog or whatever. It just, you feel good about yourself when you do it. It's not even just that the exercise was fun or that it wasn't fun or that the walk was fun, but you just feel like you did something for yourself. You know, at the end of the day, you say, okay, I had a great day, I got all this done, and I got my exercise in.
Yeah.
You know?
I know Mike always says to me after, because I try to exercise on a regular basis, that I always feel better. Like I'm always more up
Yeah.
and more energetic.
And that's as an actual physical reaction, because your body does produce the happy hormones. So
That's right.
it's not just that you're doing something beneficial to your body by keeping, you know, you're growing new cells every minute that you exercise because you're replenishing with the new fresh blood. And
Well,
Exactly.
Jerry has a lot of happy hormones to begin with, so to top these all off. So
the more the better.
Like
but
how
it's
it-
motivating not only to Jerry, it's motivating to us as a couple. We find that you bounce off each other and you feel good
Yeah,
about
for
each
sure.
other.
That's right.
Do you find that you work a lot with seniors, and are they intimidated to start? To you know,
Some
the
are.
beginning?
Some are. I
Yeah.
mean, the hardest part is walking through the door the first time.
Yes, yeah.
But
yeah.
in most cases, they're happy and they leave happy and they come back. There's the occasional person who, okay, that wasn't quite what I wanted. I want a higher level or lower level, or they get sick, they don't come back. But there's many scenarios. But for the most part, you're right. It can be intimidating for someone who hasn't exercised before. Like before I went to True Star, I'd never been in a gym in my life. I'd only danced for exercise or walked.
Yeah.
Dancing and walking were my things. And it's, okay, this is what I do. And then a gym, all right, well, I just wanted the job because it was just a fantastic job. But look how much I learned and where it took me. So,
Yeah.
and that, I mean, if it wasn't for that VON training, I would have never even applied for that job. So it's so weird how everything happens. But I later went back to VON, which is funny because eventually that place closed up. That's another story which we don't care about. But I
Okay.
went back to VON and I called them up and I said, oh, hi, I'd like to speak with this person. Okay, this is her. And I said, I took your program several years ago and I never completed my hours and I never did my volunteering. So I actually owe you a year of about volunteering. And I've got a lot more experience now, but I haven't been working with seniors. I'd like to do another refresher course. She says, well, first of all, yay, thanks for calling. Nobody has ever called and said they owe me something. She says, this is a first. She says, what's your name again?
You were
So
honest.
right away we got together for coffee and we became fabulous friends. She's now out west, but we still keep in touch.
Oh, that's
Dorothy
nice.
Embacher, she got the whole ball rolling at VON.
Yeah, I do remember her.
Exercise. She's
She's
just
a great
an amazing
lady.
lady.
Yeah.
And she's got great classes going out west.
Oh, does she?
She's out there. Well,
I didn't realize she moved there.
She had twin babies, grandbabies.
I heard that,
And then she
yes.
went out back and forth for a few years and then eventually moved out there.
That keeps you young. So Susan, how did you get hooked into this now? You've known Sally
Sally.
for quite a number of years.
Yes, yes.
And how did you get involved, or why did you start exercise?
Well, I wanted to lose a few pounds because I had a wedding to go to, and so that
It's a
was
motivator.
that was sort of a goal. I had a picture of a suit that I wanted to buy, and I could picture myself in it, but not with the pounds that I had. So I did join True Star. That's where I met Sally and took out a membership with her.
Great.
And she's great to guide people along. I was worried because I I wasn't losing much weight, but I was losing inches.
Yes.
So she
Gain muscles.
Yes, so she assured me that that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get my 20 pounds off, you know, and get into that suit. So,
Right.
but
So we should have had you bring a picture of you in the outfit to show the
that's
end
right.
result. Yeah.
I think it may be long gone now.
2005. wasn't it?
Yes, yes, 14 years ago.
But you got into the suit.
Yes.
And you looked lovely for your
Yes,
wedding.
that's right. And
Was
I
it your own wedding?
And I did no, no, I don't think so. But yes, that's what got me started. Sally's a great motivator, and we actually became friends. I believe, and she's a great people person, not just with myself, but others that come in contact with her. She's good to encourage people.
A motivator for sure.
A
You stuck
motivator.
with the exercise. That's the best part.
Well-
I mean, you might have had a few little lapses here and
Yes,
there.
yes.
I mean, your husband had health problems and stuff. That
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yes.
Life gets in the way sometimes.
Yes.
But
That's true.
You're
Yes.
still here. You're still exercising.
That's
and
right. That's
you're
right.
Still healthy.
Yes.
So Sally must be quite a salesperson, even though
Well,
she said
she
at first
is.
didn't.
She is. She can sell ice cubes to the
I see that.
Eskimos.
Oh no, I don't think so.
So, Sally, I see you have a class called Gentle Fit Class for Men and Women at the Active Lifestyle Center.
So there's two of those classes. There's
There's two of
Monday
them.
and Wednesday.
Yeah.
So the Monday is called the active one. That's you're on your feet for 30 minutes. But some of the ladies stand behind chairs, or there's a few men. We never have as many men as we'd like, but
No.
you know.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
How do you get guys out and
Well,
to stay with it? And
Okay, that's a really big question. It's often the women that bring the men, like the wife. You need this. Your doctor said you need this, or whatever. The doctors are much more, what's the word? pushing exercise these days for lots of people.
good.
That
Good for
is
them.
good
Now
to
the
hear.
doctors are pushing it more and more men are getting involved. But
Good.
from all the conferences I've been to over the years, and I've always gone to the ones that mention the men because I always want to know how to get them. They always say the same thing. If you say balance or exercise, the men aren't interested. They don't even see the poster. If you say men only, their ears perk up. If you say strength, they're interested. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
gotta be somewhat macho-ish, right?
So have you done any with just men only?
Yes. And it was so successful, it's still going 3 years later.
Oh, that's good to
And I'll be
That's
there this
good.
afternoon at 3 p.m. every
Yeah.
Tuesday at Calcivilla. It's a retirement home.
Yes.
Most of the men are in their 80s and 90s. I actually just took a poll last week. I had 12 men, and I
Yeah.
think half of them were over 88.
Wow.
The other half were still over 80. It was amazing.
It
I would
was.
suggest
it would
to you,
be.
you should start with a younger set. Because
But
I think that's where the habit gets formed and you get going.
It was just the first place I tried it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know, well, I guess,
Yeah.
well, actually, I do know because I took a short leave from exercise and worked there for 6 months because somebody thought I'd be great at activation. I tried it for a little while and it wasn't quite my cup of tea, but I started a few programs there and just kept them going. We just kept them going.
Good.
But that men's class is amazing because as soon as we just called it men's strength
Yeah.
training.
So I'm being prompted to go to break now. So this is new
Okay.
to me. So we'll go to break and we'll be back in a short while with Sally, Sunshine Sally, and Susan Krause.
Hi, I'm Sharon Skelly, host of Community Close-Up. Please watch us every week here on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Carol Merton. I'm the host of HealthLink. HealthLink connects home, community, and healthcare. Please join me for HealthLink on Rogers TV.
Blood in the urine is the most common symptom of bladder cancer. Don't ignore this warning sign, not even once.
Hello, this is Irina Gina Benedict, and I will host Entrepreneur Enlightenment Show on Rogers TV. I invite you to watch us every week as I will bring one entrepreneur that will share with you how they apply business strategy with spirituality and love so they learn how to thrive in business, and I want you to thrive too. Be sure to tune in.
We're back from break now, and Jerry, you have a question for Sally.
Yes, Sally, understand that you run a program for people that have Parkinson's.
Correct. I'm one of the instructors. There's two of us in Owen Sound. This class is led by the VON, and it's been going for about, I'd like to say 10 years, but it might just be between 8 and 10 years. They started out quite a few years ago before the government got involved in the VON community classes. Excuse me. And they've just recently opened one in Hanover as well. So there'll be 2 a week in Hanover, 2 a week in Owen Sound. They're Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're available to anyone with Parkinson's. They are free to attend, and I'm just paid by VON. But most of their teachers are volunteer, but for the retirement homes and the Parkinson's classes, they have paid instructors. Good. So it's a great program. We focus on strength. Well, we take a special training, so you're certified for the, the higher level class, the low level class, or the Parkinson's. But most people just teach the other classes, so there's just the two of us. So it's strength training.
Right.
Trying to strengthen their legs, their back, their core, primarily.
Right.
Overall flexibility, because they tend to be quite rigid. But every single person with Parkinson's has a different list of problems. It's very, very different for everybody. So we've got all types of people. It's a very challenging class to teach, especially if it's big.
Right.
Usually my group is small, usually around 6 to 8 people, but at times I've had 15 in my class. So we have about 15 registered, I believe. Just depends who shows up, what day they're free. They also have offered boxing for Parkinson's at the Y now.
I heard that.
A lot of our clients are doing that as well. So they'll do 2 boxing classes plus the Tuesday with Linda, then they come on Thursday to my class. So sometimes on Thursday they all say they're sore and tired. In that case, I'll do more flexibility work with them, more stretching, more movement, not as much strengthening, but we'll use the body weight for strength. We'll do things like balance exercises, and we also have poles, which my boss was great to get those for me. A couple of years ago, I asked for those because I thought they'd be great for Parkinson's, because you'd notice them walking around the room leaning. They'd all start off straight, and they would all start leaning, just kind of look like the wind was blowing everybody over. But it was something everybody did, so I thought this would really help them get upright. And Thomas had got me into the poles while I was at the gym.
I see you also offer yoga for grandparents.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
It's one of my favorite classes. I really thought calling it that would bring in some more men. So I thought maybe the women will say, we're grandparents. We need to get a little bit of exercise.
Is that at the Active Lifestyle Center?
There is one there, and there's one at Seasons.
Okay, good.
So I only call it that because it's mainly a seniors class, but I just thought it was kind of catchy and cute, just a different twist on it. You don't have to be a grandparent to attend. You can be a grand dog parent, or you can be any kind of...
Or a wannabe grandparent.
Or you can be someone who feels like a senior whose body is younger, but they feel older. I mean, it could be anybody. It doesn't matter about your age. It's to do with your mobility. But it's a great class. There's no floor work. I just want to put that out there.
Yes.
Because when people see yoga, they think, we're going to be on the floor, we're going to be turned like a pretzel. No, it's nothing like that. It's quite simple. It's just a lot of movement. But you'd love it. You always feel good when you leave that class, don't you? Yeah.
That's good.
Susan has brought in some of her friends, and specifically the gentleman. Neither of us ever thought we'd see him exercise, but his wife dragged him in, and he came back again this season. So there you go.
He'd be pretty popular with all the women there.
Yeah, we always tease the men when there's only one. You've got the whole room to yourself. All these girls just here to see you.
Yes.
It's just a lot of movement and flexibility, though, and it's easy. We do get out of the chairs. I do offer 2 yoga classes that are chair yoga, just where we sit in the chair for half an hour, one at Seasons and one at Central Place. Finally got that one going, and they love it.
Good.
I wish it could be more often there eventually.
Yeah, maybe someday.
And then Kelseyville also has it. So those 3 retirement homes, they all love that class. They just wish they could have me every week. Wish I had more hours in my week. Wish there was more days in the week.
Does exercise help improve balance?
Absolutely.
Because that is so important, because we want to prevent falls for seniors.
So fall prevention's huge, because when you say to a room of people, any group, anywhere, who had a fall in the last year, half the room will put their arm up. Even the younger people, like, it's just we rush around. We're always in a hurry. We're not watching where we're going. We're on our phones, or we're, you know, bifocals mess us up, or who knows why. There's so many reasons. I mean, I tripped on the speed bumps at Zara's when they first put them in. I'm walking across, I'm looking where I'm going, but I didn't. Tripped on I didn't fall, but I saved myself because my core is strong. But yes, balance is the key to success. So strength is the key to success for balance, and balance keeps you upright. So everybody's balance goes as they age because our muscle tone starts to go. It's just nothing you can do about it.
So does it matter what
other
kind
than
of exercise you do for balance?
There's a lot of specific ones, and you know, every exercise class that's worth anything will have a balance component in it. So my Monday and Wednesday classes that we were talking about, Mike, at the Active Lifestyle Center. The Wednesday class is the seated class. That was the difference between the two. But a lot of people come to both. Like Susan comes to both whenever she's available. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So balance, so there are specific balance exercises where you're on your feet. It's hard to get balance exercises when you're sitting. That's seated is harder. There are a few, but you work your core mainly for that.
Right.
Like we do things with balls and that kind of thing.
Sure.
So Susan, do you take these classes?
Yes.
And do you sort of map your progress, or does Sally tell you how well you're doing, or do you?
Well, Sally does and she doesn't. She pretty well leaves it up to us. I guess she doesn't want to really embarrass anyone, but I map my own progress because I've noticed that my balance we're talking about balance, my balance has improved greatly.
Good.
And also flexibility. I just find that when you sit too much, you get very stiff. And we need to do a lot of exercises a lot of them, and myself too. We don't always like these sit to stand. But it really does work. It really does work. So I certainly notice a change for myself for the better.
And we notice when we get someone new in a class, and they'll say, "Oh, I can't get out of the chair without my arms." And, you know, they'll do that for weeks, and then one day I'll say, "Hey, let's see you try it without your arms." And they go, "Oh, I can't." And they'll go do one with the arms, and they'll say, "Try again." Next thing you know, they're up, and we all clap for them.
Yes.
And
Oh,
after
that's
that, they don't
good.
use their arms anymore.
Yes.
And I just had that
good.
happen this morning at the Pink Condo.
Very
a lady
good.
did it for the first time. She's, "Oh, I can get down again. I can go down.
Yes.
I just can't get up." So she tries this.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, she's up. She goes, "Oh, I did it." So it's so exciting when they make that.
Yeah.
Improve their strength.
They see that they're actually
This
improving.
This is all good, but maybe just in terms of time, we need to sort of talk about how people can participate and how they get involved and whatever, and attending exercise classes, where they are, and things like that.
So
Jerry, you had
specifics.
some questions on that.
Yes. So if anyone is interested in attending your exercise classes, is it a sign-in? Do they have to register, or can they just drop in?
They can just drop in. Any of the classes are considered drop-in. But once you find a class that you like, some of them offer package. Some of my classes have package deals where you can get a better rate if you come regularly.
Right.
If you know you're going to be coming every Monday or Wednesday to the same class, you can get a better deal. Kind of depends on the age group. I find the over 50, like I have evening classes for them, they tend to want to schedule their time, make it a priority for their health, and they like the buying in buy a package, get a deal. But I find the older seniors, the people who are mainly retired, they don't want to make that commitment as much. They'd rather just pay as they
drop
go,
in.
and just if their kid needs them to come babysit, they want to be free to do that.
So thank you so much, and you really demonstrate that there's no limit to age in terms of exercise and that type of
I used to have
thing.
a man who was 106 exercising with me.
Wow.
Yeah, Ted Tizard, he's well known.
Wow.
So thank you
I
for
feel so
joining
good.
us. We'll end our show with the motivational speaker and humorist Judy Sukes will give words of wisdom. And it's something we'll have on each show, and we look forward to hearing her words.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here today. There are so many wonderful groups around Owen Sound and the area, and I'm involved in many of them. I'm involved in a knitting group, a writing group, a theater group, a pole walking group, card playing groups, and actually a few more that I can't remember right now. That's what happens when you get old. I have discovered that if you don't want to be lonely, if you want to get involved, if you want other people to want to have you involved, then you need to be likable. You have to smile at the world and show you care. To be likable, you have to control your negative thoughts. Negative thoughts create this energy. It's out there. You don't even know about it. And have you ever met somebody and they haven't said a word and they haven't done anything and you're thinking, I don't like her. And the key is, it's her energy that's hitting you that you don't like. Or maybe you're in a meeting and somebody walks in and you're thinking, oh, I was hoping she wouldn't come. I call these people that steal our energy and suck the energy out of a room BMW people. And I don't mean rich enough to afford the car. I mean people who are always bitching, moaning, and whining. BMW, bitching, moaning, and whining. And you don't want to be like them. You want to be different. They're the kind of people that just drag everybody down, and they're always complaining. And they're always judging people. I have a joke about that. There's a new family that moves into the house next door, and Mary looks out her window at the laundry hanging on the line, and she says to her husband, oh, that new neighbor doesn't know how to do her laundry. Look at all the spots on her clothes. And for the next 2 weeks, it's the same thing. And then finally, the week after that, Mary looks out and she said, oh, look at that. The neighbor learned to do the laundry right. John looks up from his newspaper and he says, well, Mary, I got up early and washed the windows. So be careful when you're judging people. It could be you that is at fault. Gandhi said, our thoughts determine our words determine our actions determine our habits, and our habits determine our destiny. So it starts out as thoughts, becomes your words, becomes your actions, becomes your habits, becomes your destiny. And so Judy Suk says, be careful what you're thinking. Your thoughts can drag you down and sabotage everything you're doing. Anytime you're in pain, you're sad, don't concentrate on it. Find something else to put your mind on. Maybe you can think about movies, or you can read funny books, or you can say meditations like it's going to be a great day. I want you to picture this. The optimist jumps out of her bed, runs to the warmth of her window, smiles up at the sun and says, good morning, God. The pessimist kind of drags his butt out of bed, shuffles over to the window, squints his eyes against the same sun and says, good God morning. Who do you think is going to have the better day? At least start your day in a positive way. I bought myself one of those fancy alarm clocks so that I can wake up and hear music instead of an annoying buzzing noise. I put my pictures of my grandchildren around my alarm clock so I want to open my eyes. I bought a fancy coffee machine so that when I wake up I can smell the coffee already brewing. I just pretend there's a good-looking man out there making it for me. You know what? You need a full-length mirror. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand in front of that full-length mirror first thing in the morning, totally naked. Okay, that was a visual of me you probably didn't need. But stand there totally naked. Look at yourself and say, aren't I amazing? I'm alive and everything works. It's going to be a great day. And then get out there and have a great day. But get dressed first. I understand the police around here would probably pick you up. At the end of the day, if you think the world is full of miserable poops, I want you to look in the mirror. Because what you send out is what you get back. You want to be the person that you would want to be around. Every day there's a mantra that I say that sums up my feelings about life, and it goes like this: live, let live, love, and laugh a lot. Have a great day.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Don't forget to tune in to Grey County Life on Rogers TV next week.
We will be enjoying the music and songs of the Blue Water Chorus.
Let's go to work. Our killer left no fingerprints, no witnesses, and no evidence whatsoever. This is next level stuff. You don't know